Hi, Fireflies. Today is March 19th. A little friend of mine, his name is Totoro. And Totoro wanted to read a book about nature today. Do you think we can read one? I have this really fun book called Finding Wild. Would you like to read it with me? Finding Wild by Megan Wagner Lloyd. Here's our cover. Finding Wild. What do you see on the first page? I see plants and I see buildings. What is wild? Where can you find it? I'm noticing these two friends here are coming from the subway. Do you take the subway? Me too. I also take the bus sometimes. Where would they live if they were taking the subway? Brooklyn. Somewhere in New York City, for sure. I gotta show Totoro. I think he'd like this page. Wild is tiny and fragile, and sweet baby new. It pushes through cracks and crannies and steals back forgotten places. Fireflies. Are there a lot of plants in the wild? Or are there a little bit of plants in the wild? A lot. It looks like they're leaving the city to go deeper into the wild. Totoro, would you like to go into the wild like this one day? He said yes. This is where Totoro loves to go. Sometimes wild is so tricky. You have to squint just to see it. So in this first picture, the wild is teeny tiny. And then there are times you can't possibly miss it because it's so big. Wild creeps and crawls and slithers. It leaps and pounces and shows its teeth. What insects or animals do you see on this blue page here? I will come closer. A spider, an owl, 3 snakes. Yeah, another bird. Ooh. Wild is full of smells. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. What do you smell? Let's find out what these friends smell. Fresh mint, an ancient cave, sun-baked desert, sharp pine, and the salty sea. Every scent begging you to drink it in. I smell my plant. My plant is called eucalyptus. It's very minty, just like our friends in this book are smelling. Wild is forest fire hot and icicle cold. It's smooth as the petals of poppies, flowers, and as rough as the fierce face of mountains. Fireflies, is wild only one temperature? Can it only be hot or cold? It could be either or It might be both. Is wild only soft or rough? It's both. See, with the poppies, there's also mountains in the back. And with the mountains, there's also poppies on them. Wild can be more than one thing. Watch out! Ouch! Wild can hurt. It can make us itchy. It can burn. It can also sting. When we're in the wild, we have to be very careful. We can have fun, but it's important that we pay attention and look at the things around us. There are insects and plants that are sometimes sharp or they have poison in them. So we have to be careful with the things that are around us, like the plant poison ivy. If we touch it, it's very, very itchy. That plant does not like when humans touch it. It says, no thank you. So we have to make sure we don't go around poison ivy. But if we do, there's always medicine to help us feel better. There's also scorpions and wasps. They're nice insects, but sometimes when they're scared, they might sting us. So we have to be gentle around the insects, the bugs. And then there's also a cactus. It's very pointy or prickly, like a hedgehog. So when we're around a cactus, we have to be very careful with our fingers and our body so we don't get pricked, because it'll hurt. We might say, ouch! So when we're in nature, in wild, we have to be very careful. But wild can also soothe. It can be a gentle breeze, cheering soft sun, and soft rain. What do you like in the wild? Do you like when it's sunny? Do you like when it rains? Do you like when the wind is really, really fast, like whoosh? Or do you like when the wind is slow, like I like it when it's slow. Me too. Wild keeps many, many secrets waiting to be discovered. Like it's candy. Did you know that there's candy in the wild? Honey is from bees, and sap is from trees. Do you know what sap is? Raise your hand if you've ever had syrup on your pancakes or waffles or French toast. Guess what? Syrup is sap from a tree. Did you know syrup comes from a tree? That is really cool. Let's see what else. Swift melting snowflakes and juice bursting blackberries. Ooh, a lot of fireflies in our room love berries. This book is saying honey, sap, syrup, and snowflakes, and blackberries or strawberries or raspberries or blueberries are candy from the wild. I like that. My mom would like that too. Wild roars and barks and hisses and brays. Its storm thunders and wind whispers. Wild sings. Can you show me a wolf song or your thunder song? What sound would you make if you were a wolf or thunder singing? Good job. Let's see what happens next. It looks like leaving the wild. Sometimes wild is buried too deep, and it seems like the whole world is clean and paved and ordered and tidy. So our friends are telling us that sometimes all they see is streets and subways and buildings, but they wish they saw more wild. Me too. You look and look, and all you can see are streets and cars and buildings so high they can touch the sky. That's really, really tall. Fireflies. Do you see a leaf flowing through the city, though? Do you see some wild? Yeah, right there. Oh, there's another one here, too. Nice eye. Let's see what happens. And then, just when you're about to give up, look, there, and there. There, and 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 there. What did they find? There it is again. Old and worn and still standing strong. They're finding wild in a building. Are you ready? Wild. It looks like they might be in Prospect Park, or maybe in Central Park. I'm seeing the Empire State Building. I'm also seeing a lot of city buildings. But they're definitely in a park in New York City. So they were able to find wild even though they lived in a city. The end. Totoro, thank you for asking to read a book about the wild. I loved it. I kind of miss the wild since we have to be inside so much. Maybe we can go for a short walk later today and find some wild. What do you think to that, Fireflies? I think we should too. Okay. Bye, Fireflies.